Welcome to the Anglo-Italian pod, and it is time for the next in our series of the Euro 2024 previews, and we're joined by friend of the show. It's been a while, Marko Ivancevic. I hope I got that right. Marko
Yeah, you
Ivancevic
did.
from Serbia. How are we doing, Marko?
I'm doing good. You got it right. Well done. It's not
Nailed it.
easy. I know it's not easy.
I always have to think about it. I always have to think about it and double check. But it's been last time we talked to you was pre World Cup. How do you look back at that World Cup now, quickly before we get into the Euros?
Well, I feel like a little bit nostalgic, to be true.
Hmm.
I mean, I prefer World Cup more than Euro,
Hmm.
but I just hoping that I'm a little bit sad because I have to say that. I don't like really these national national breaks, and I a bit like club lover.
Hmm. Well, it's going to be my job to get you enthusiastic about the Euros, right? We're getting pretty hyped over here. But let's start with the first question. We're going to be talking about the man in charge. So, who is the man calling the shots? What's his story? How does he approach the game?
Yeah, if you remember, we talked about him before the World Cup, and I was like super excited about Pixie. His Dragan Stojkovic Pixie. He was a legend back in the days when he was a player, played for Yugoslavia, and first months when he got in charge, it was really good. I mean, we played great, beat Portugal in Lisbon for World Cup, and that was like the best days for Serbia national team in years. And then we got to the World Cup where everything got so different, and it was like a huge upside down, and we are still rolling down. So I'm not that enthusiastic anymore about him at all. Uh, I saw like I think 442 that published an article ranking all Euro coaches, and he's like the last one.
Wow. Wow. So
So,
what is it that he's getting wrong with this squad? Because obviously before we get into the squad itself, there's a lot of experience there, there's a lot of talent. What is it that he's not doing with it, do you think?
well, I think he when he got to the national team like a coach, he did a great job in motivation and talking to the players, but I don't see much of tactics and any philosophy in Serbia when Serbia plays. So it's just like random actions, and but it too much depends on
Hmm.
individuals and their creation.
It sounds a bit like Eric Ten Hag. Do you know what kind of idea he's trying to get towards, or?
To be honest, not anymore. I know we played like with three defenders and three four three four 2-1, I
Mhm.
think, with Mitro on the top. But now we have the best players. I mean, players who used to be the best, and they play good for national team. But like they're now in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
and it's not promising. So I really don't know what he's going to play. We don't have also left back and right back. We don't have that position at all. Center backs, okay, we like have okay, but I don't know. We are not that young anymore,
Mhm.
like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't have much hope.
Wow, I can feel it, Marco. I'll be honest, I can feel it. But if we go on to the squad, because this is something I was looking through the squad, and you're looking at players like Of course, Mitrovic, you're looking at players like Milinkovic-Savic in goal. A lot of the players, Tadic, they are very experienced, right? This might be their last major tournament or their last Euros. Does this feel like this is their last chance to kind of make a mark as not a golden generation, but a big generation in Serbian football? Does it feel like this is their last chance?
Well, this is the first and last Euro for them, probably,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because this is first Euro for Serbia. I think in years, maybe like probably the first. I'm sure that it's first Euro since the Serbia is like independent and
Wow.
outside of Yugoslavia.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
So, do you feel like this is the last chance for a lot of those players? Like, there's a lot riding on this tournament for them, right?
Yes, absolutely. I don't think that Tadic will play in next Euro or Mitrovic or no, I don't know. Maybe Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. He's not that old, but he's in Saudi Arabia, so I don't really think that can last.
It is an issue when you're looking through the squad. Like you said, Milinkovic, Savic, Mitrovic all go into these leagues that maybe aren't the most competitive. But if we're looking for positives, are there any players in the squad where you think maybe people haven't heard of them, but they could be excited about? Maybe Radonjic from Mallorca. They've had a very good season this season, getting to the Copa del Rey final. Like, are there some players that you think we could be keeping an eye out for?
Well, I mean, we are all familiar with them, but there is no someone young that last time when we spoke before World Cup, I said to you that Ivan Ilic is
Mm-hmm.
maybe a prospect to watch, but right now I don't know. I personally I would love to watch George Petrovic as first goalkeeper, but it's really interesting because Serbia didn't have a goalkeeper at that level for
Mm-hmm.
years, and now I think we have three top goalkeepers. I mean, Rajkovic is good in Mallorca. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic is great in Torino, and George Petrovic is now the first goalkeeper of Chelsea. So I I would love to watch him as our starting goalkeeper.
Very nice. And again, similar to when we talked pre-World Cup, a lot of the excitement for me is around the attacking options. So as we said, Mitrovic, you got Vlahovic, Luka Jovic, who hasn't had as bad a season in Milan as people might have expected. Um, how do you see the attack shaping up? Because for me, you have to have Vlahovic on the pitch after the season he's just had with Juve. Like, can you see the manager kind of finding space for two, or will it be Vlahovic's job to make an impact off the bench?
You see, that was the problem in Qatar. I mean, you have on one side Mitrovic, that is best goal scorer in history of our national team and legend, and obviously a great player with a lot of quality. And he's a specific player. You can use him for specific style of football. You cannot use him for every style of football. But now you have Vlahovic, who is, let's be honest, a bit above Mitrovic, and he has more quality, he has more potential, and you can use him in a lot of more situations than you can use Mitrovic. I like to compare Vlahovic somehow to Haaland, and
Mm-hmm.
I really don't support the fact that he is on the bench. I understand that Mitrovic is a legend and it's all good, but also I don't think they can play together on the pitch both. So I think that because Mitrovic has some injuries, I think he's still injured, but he will be ready for the World Cup. But I think that now Vlahovic is going to be our first choice, and I think that should be.
Yeah, I think that's probably right, right? Start Vlahovic and bring Mitrovic on if you're in trouble seems to kind of make sense to me. So let's go to the final question for the video. How far will you go? I can feel you're not particularly enthusiastic, right? Just for our listeners, you are in the same group. So Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. I think realistically, Denmark and England, I think, will be the top two. How do you feel about that group, and what would be a successful tournament for Serbia?
Well, for the start, England at the first position for sure. Maybe the bad thing is that we played the first game against England, and we are not very good when we lose the first game. That's our mentality. If first game going to be bad, then everything's going to be a shit. And after that, I think I disagree with you because for me, Slovenia is maybe a bigger opponent than Denmark.
Okay.
I think somehow I think that Denmark is going to flop this year, and I think it will be battle between Slovenia and Serbia for the second spot, and hopefully I think that Serbia will be the second, and it depends who we got in the knockout phase, but I think realistically, I think that it will be huge success if we manage to go through the group stage.
Nice. And what's the general expectation in the country? Like, are people expecting? Yeah, what are people expecting from this tournament in Serbia?
Absolutely nothing. There are a very few people that that are like so optimistic, but I don't see it. Uh, I People got disappointed after the World Cup in Qatar, and a lot of them now don't believe in national teams. So maybe they can change our minds.
Well, we live in hope, Marko. We live in hope. And thank you, as always, for coming on. When our listeners and viewers want to find you, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, well, they can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. I think so. No, I can't spell my name.
Let's go. Let's do it. Do you want me to try and spell it? I can try and spell it. Right?
I'm not Marko Ivancevic. I can't. No,
I will
sorry.
put your name in there. I'll put your name in the bio. Don't worry.
Hey,
I'll put your name in the bio.
You know my Instagram account, so you can find that
Exactly.
there.
We'll tag you in everything. Don't worry, it's fine. I also have a mad complicated name. I can feel your pain. Marko. Don't worry. But thank you for coming on, and we'll have you on during the tournament to talk Serbia when you inevitably get through the group and surprise everybody, right?
Okay, thank you for the invitation, and I'm open for you anytime.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Marko. See you again.